Hey Steve, Joey here. This is the first video with my braces in. They hurt, it sucks. But anyway, since everybody's filming their projects, I thought I'd go ahead and show you guys a little bit of my brewing process today. We're going to move, I have everything in this fermenting bucket here. It's been in there the past 7 days. I'm going to move it over into this carboy for the second fermentation. And really what that's doing is it's just going to make a cleaner taste of the beer and help get rid of some of the hops that have like built up at the bottom here. I'm not going to re-dry hop it because it's a stout. I did that last time with my IPA. The first step is to sanitize everything, so I have to use this sanitizer to go ahead and sanitize all my equipment for today, but I'll walk you guys through the process as we go along. Alright Steve, I've already filled up this bucket to about 2.5 gallons, and I'm put the sanitizer in there. Actually Molly did, and actually Molly's holding the camera for me today. I've taken a lesson from Chad, and that when you're showing somebody something, it might help if your wife is employed in the process. So I'm going to go ahead and basically just make sure everything gets sanitized. The really nice thing about this sanitizer, which it is a Star San, it's a non-rinse sanitizer. It might look bubbly and everything, but it doesn't have any kind of taste or smell with it. So it's really good for brewing process because one, it's non-rinse, so the water you don't have to re-rinse whatever you're doing, and that sometimes when you re-rinse, the water that you're rinsing it with might have bacteria in it that can affect the taste of your beer. And also it's not like a bleach or anything where it has like a high odor or might affect the taste of whatever the beer that you're brewing because of just how it smells. That this doesn't have any smell to it. All you do is have to make sure that everything gets cleaned. For all this siphoning material that I have, this tubing, I'm going to set the bucket up on the shelf in a second here, and then I'm going to siphon off some of the sanitizer into the carboy and just swish it around there and make sure everything's sanitized. Alright Steve, I'm going to go ahead and siphon the sanitizer into the carboy now. This is a easy pump siphon, so it makes it really easy to just go ahead and pump it a couple times and the siphon will start and you just let it go ahead and do its thing. That's how it starts. You just bring it up. Alright, now it's started, and we'll go ahead and let that get as full as it's going to get. Alright Steve, now I'm going to go ahead and open the fermenting bucket. First I take off the airlock, which is this little device here. It has water in it, and so it will allow, as carbonation and stuff is building up in the bucket and air needs to escape, it can escape through here, through the water, but no air can get into it to contaminate the brew. So I've taken that off. I'm going to go ahead and take the lid off. And the first thing I'm going to do before I transfer the brew into the carboy that I've just sanitized is I'm going to take a specific gravity reading of it. I'm going to do that with this right here. And to try not to get too scientific on you, basically what this does is I took a reading when I first put it in the bucket. Now I'm taking a second reading, and that's going to tell me how far along it is in the actual fermentation, whether it's completely done or not. And also I can use that calculation to determine the alcohol content in the brew. And you just drop this down in there, and there's some lines here, and now we'll be able to tell you exactly what the reading is of the specific gravity. Alright Steve, what I'm going to do next is I want to have a pure siphon, so I've already got the Star Sans sanitizer still in this, and what I'm going to first do is go ahead and put this in my fermenting bucket, start the siphon, try to get all the Star Sans to go into my extra bucket here, and then as soon as the beer starts coming through the brew, then I'll put it into my carboy. And as you can see in the carboy, there's still some residue from like bubbles and stuff from the sanitizer, which again, like I said before, it's fine, doesn't affect the taste, and it doesn't make it harmful at all. So I'm going to go ahead and start this. Alright, I got beer coming through. And I'll just go ahead and let that build up, and once it's done, plug the carboy up with another airlock. Alright Steve, I'm almost done siphoning off into the carboy from the fermenting bucket. and I was just going to start tilting it to try to get as much as I can. And as you can see in the bottom there's a
a lot of this sediment, that brown stuff at the bottom. That's mainly why I'm doing this into the second fermenter, is so that that all that gunk that's down there basically will not end up in my bottles when I do the bottling process in another 2 to 3 days, depending on the next specific gravity. All right, Steve. Now that I'm done siphoning everything into the carboy. Everything's into the second fermenter. I'm gonna go ahead and put the airlock on. I got a little, so I'm just gonna put that in place. And now I have to put this dark deliciousness into a closet somewhere that's cold. Well, not really cold, but it has to maintain the temperature around 70 to 74 degrees, and a dark area as well, because sunlight, if sunlight got into this, could actually affect the flavor of your beer. So I have to put it in a closet somewhere. If you have any questions about inside of a closet, Chad might be able to answer those questions. But I'll be go ahead and bottling this in the next couple days. I'm not going to show you guys that process this time around. Maybe with my next brew. It's getting to be summertime, springtime anyway. So my next brew will probably be a lighter beer. I've done a black IPA, now an Irish stout. So two dark beers, and I think it's time to move on to some lighter stuff. So if you guys have any ideas, let me know. All right, bye, Steve.